Think of the last ad you saw that made you feel seen. Maybe it showed someone who looked like you, talked like you, or just lived like you. Now imagine that this ad had a transgender person in it. How do you think you would react? How do you think people would react?
Not to wave around as like, look, we're here. It's look what we fought for.
Do treat Pride as a party, but also remember how you got that right to party, because it didn't come from nowhere.
This has been years in the making.
We're the ones who created our own liberation.
After watching this ad, how do you feel? Do you feel supportive, curious, or maybe even unsure? Well, today we are going to explore a super interesting study that digs exactly into that. How people react to transgender-inclusive advertising and how your personality might be influencing your reaction more than you think. Before we talk about your personality, we need to define what transgender-inclusive ads actually are. These ads are just regular ads where transgender people are included like anyone else. No drama, no spotlight, just existing.
Gemma Miller?
Gemma Miller, please come to room 4.
Hello?
Hello, am I talking to Gemma?
These ads are a big step towards normalizing visibility.
Hey, Dad.
Hey! Carol, you remember my Gemma?
Gemma. How you doing?
And what's your name?
It's James.
Some people
James?
might love these ads. They might find them empowering. They can emote with them.
A parent, when you see like a advertisement that has the transgender community portrayed, how do you react to that? How does that make you feel based on your own experience?
I love it. I think it's amazing. I asked you if the actors in the P&G commercial where the transgender boy is shaving for the first time, I asked you, is that really a transgender man? Is that really his dad? And you said, yeah. And I was like, that's amazing.
But not everybody reacts the same way. Some people hate these ads and find them uncomfortable. According to this research, your reaction might depend on something called sensation-seeking tendency. This is a personality trait that describes how much you crave new and intense experiences or love them. In the 1970s, psychologist Marvin Zuckerman did a study that changed the way people think about wanting to feel things. He said it was the desire to have different, complicated, and intense experiences which is often linked to taking chances. Zuckerman made the sensation-seeking scale SSS a questionnaire that measures a person's interest in these kinds of events in order to find out how much they want them. High marks mean that you like to try new and risky things. Zuckerman's study showed that young people are more likely to want to try new things. People with high scores are more likely to do risky things and gamble out of control, especially when they are in middle school. But school level does not have big effect on desire and experiences. During his college years, Zuckerman did things like drink, have sex, and hitchhike to experience the full range of what it means to seek sensations. He said that the desire for new experience didn't change with age, but the desire for thrills and adventures did. Studies have shown that extraversion, as described by Eisneck and measured by Myers-Briggs type indicator, is linked to high sensation seeking. They have traits like independence, boldness, and a desire for self-fulfillment, and they don't care about social norms or the needs of others. Now we are going to explore the most interesting parts of the study on Marvin Zuckerman's ideas and dive into the world of sensation seeking. People who score high on the sensation-seeking scale tend to have a number of interesting traits. First of all, they often score high on adventure-seeking, not caring about what other people think, and being easily bored. Because of these things, they want to try new and exciting things. They are more likely to take chances and look for exciting things to do. They tend to be outgoing, willing to try new things, and responsible. Also, high sensation seekers tend to be more sensitive to emotional events and have more emotional tendencies. In this research, participants were shown ad for a fictional product. One version of the ad had a transgender model and the other did not. Then they asked people, what do you think about the ad? The brand. Would you buy this? They also measured sensation-seeking scores and guess what they found? People high in sensation-seeking were way more open and positive about the transgender-inclusive ad. But those with low sensation-seeking? They weren't hostile, but they felt a little more uncertain or neutral. This isn't just some theory. Some big brands are already doing it. As previously shown, Starbucks launched a touching campaign where a trans teen hears their chosen name for the first time. Pantene featured trans kids and their families. Calvin Klein ran pride campaigns featuring trans models. Some people cheered, others weren't ready. This is the world we live in, different comfort zones.
Family fits in there.
Love for yourself, to pursue your truth. You can't go wrong when you're pursuing your truth.
Representation isn't about being woke. It's about letting people feel seen. When someone sees themselves in an ad, maybe for the first time, it tells them you matter. But understanding not everyone reacts the same way helps us build better, more empathetic conversations. But what does this mean for the brands? Brands that use inclusive ads aren't just being socially responsible, they are being strategic. These ads work better on people who love fresh, bold, and different experiences. So if you're trying to reach younger, open-minded, higher audiences, this works. The total US buying power of the adult LGBTQ population is close to $1 trillion. Brand loyalty is also strong among this community. According to a 2018 poll, 78% of LGBTQ people tend to support companies that market to this community, and 75% of LGBTQ people feel more positive towards companies that include transgender and gender-expansive imagery in their outreach. And this is starting to show up in advertising. This Gillette ad features a black father teaching his transgender son how to shave for the first time.
Just wanting to be happy. I'm glad I'm at the point where I'm able to shave.
Experts say these ads are now more diverse and inclusive than ever.
Advertisers really want to appeal to millennials and the generation following them, Generation Z, to appeal to their value system, which includes the importance of diversity and reflecting what their lives look like.
But it wasn't always this way. Over the last 50 years, LGBTQ targeted ads have evolved a lot. Before the 1970s, there were very few explicit depictions of LGBTQ people in advertising. But by the 70s, marketers started to realize they were missing out on a potentially lucrative market, so they started placing ads in gay publications like Los Angeles Advocate and After Dark. But they stopped short of placing ads in mainstream publications. That's because many newspapers and magazines had policies that prohibited ads containing the words gay or homosexual. Today, the strategy has flipped. Corporations have expanded beyond LGBTQ publications and are placing ads everywhere where people can see.
They're feeling like in those mainstream publications, they're able to cast a wider net and reach a larger potential audience.
In 2018, NBC aired this Coca-Cola ad during Super Bowl that included gender non-conforming pronouns.
There's a Coke for he.
And she. And her. And me.
And them. In the 1980s, many advertisers withdrew their gay-targeted ads from niche publications.
When AIDS started to develop, it was really first known as a gay disease. The stigma was specifically around gay sex, and that was pretty icky for advertisers. Conceptually, they wanted to stay away from that concept.
Absolute Vodka was the only major liquor brand that continued advertising to gay consumers through the 80s.
Absolute stayed in for decades and really made a name for itself and earned the loyalty of the gay market by showing loyalty to the gay market.
Today, a range of vodka companies target LGBTQ consumers in their ads and campaigns. Stoli's limited edition bottle celebrates the 50th anniversary of Stonewall riots. And this ad by Sky Vodka says it's the official vodka of World Pride in New York and features RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars winner Trixie Mattel.
I'm Trixie Mattel and I'm proudly American.
In the 1990s, as the stigma around HIV and AIDS started decreasing, a lot more companies started to advertise to gay people through mainstream media and television. But they did this through coded messages rather than explicit depictions of gay people. Look at this Subaru ad from 1999. At first glance, there's nothing that explicitly tries to reach to LGBTQ community. But if you look closer, you see that the slogan reads that the company code entirely comfortable with its orientation and features one vanity plate that nods to TV show Xena, Warrior Princess, which had a huge lesbian following. Another plate says P. Towney, indicating that the driver is from gay vacation hotspot of Provincetown, Massachusetts. These ads allowed advertisers to communicate with gay people on mainstream platforms with less risk of backlash. The coded messages were often lost on heterosexual people. In 1994, IKEA launched a commercial that featured two gay men shopping for a dining room table.
I met Steve at my sister's wedding. I was really impressed with how just well designed the IKEA furniture was.
Following the commercial, IKEA's phone lines were flooded. Some praised the company, but many others demanded for the ad to be removed, and the IKEA store in Hicksville, New York, was evacuated after a bomb threat. Around this time, one company produced an ad but got cold feet and never released it. Guinness withdrew its ad in 1995 that featured two men kissing. Since the 90s, experts say the risk factor in marketing to LGBTQ people has flipped.
It feels like it's more risky not to be marketing to the LGBT community. Millennials and Gen Z, they also happen to be louder. They're more savvy with social media. When they see an injustice happen, they are going to call it out. And in their mind, an injustice simply might be that 9 out of the 10 companies are represented as part of LGBTQ inclusion, and that 10th company isn't. And to them, that might be an injustice.
In the early 2000s, companies started explicitly targeting LGBTQ consumers.
From 2006, probably all the way through 2014, still felt very gay, white, male focused.
In the first half of 2000s, portrayals of same-sex couples started showing up in catalogs and commercials as companies started to realize that the pluses might actually outweigh the possible risks.
I just bought a Kindle Paperwhite. We should celebrate.
My husband's bringing me a drink right now.
So it's mine.
2015 was a watershed moment in advertising as well as a legal moment because of the passage of marriage equality. Advertisers responded to that by suddenly increasing the number of same-sex couples who are included in those commercials.
Since 2015, some of the world's biggest companies have produced LGBTQ ads that have popped up on advertising's biggest stages, like this Nike ad featuring transgender athlete Chris Mosier that aired during the 2016 Olympics. And in the last few years, companies have taken another step by expanding what Grace calls packageable representations and towards portrayals that include a wider variety of LGBTQ people. This includes more depictions of transgender and non-binary people as well as people of color. So next time you see an inclusive ad, pause. Do you feel excited, uncomfortable, or inspired? Because maybe it's not just the ad. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's us.